Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to yet another amazing episode of the Great Debaters Contest. This is season 9 of Western Region, Kakamega County. The search for the next great debater continues. I am your host, Chris Boru.
And I am Esperantia Kapanga. In today's debate, we will be discussing the motion, competition is superior to cooperation in achieving excellence.
In the proposition, we have the gentleman from Kakamega School.
And in the opposition, we have the ladies from St. Anne's Musoli High School. Proposer number 1, you have 3 minutes to make a statement.
Eugene Grace once coined, thousands of engineers will calculate strains and stresses, draw up specifications for bridges and machines. But the great engineer is the one who's going to say whether the bridge or the machine shall be built, where and when. And that is what is called competition. That's why Joel Luchiri from the Government African School, Kakamega, is here today to propose the motion that states competition is superior to cooperation in achieving excellence. Let me bring you into the context of this motion. What is competition? A situation in which someone is trying to win something or be more successful, superior, to be better than other things of the same type. Cooperation, act of working together with someone, doing what they ask you. Achieving, to succeed in finishing something or reaching an aim, especially after a lot of work or effort. And now the elephant in the room. Excellence, the quality of doing something better than the usual. My source is from Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary, 4th edition. This leads me to my first point. Competition is the only practical way to achieve success, to achieve excellence. The $1 million question is why and how? I'll tell you why. Experimentation and improvement. Competition is all about experimentation and improvement. According to the www.digital.com, it states on June 23rd, 2010, actually, Motorola invented the Droid to compete Apple's iPhone. iPhone lacked multitasking. That's why the Droid came up with multitasking and high screen resolution. And then, after iPhone saw this, they went and came up with a phone that had a camera. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what is called competition. It enhanced the SDG goal number 9 by the United Nations, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get better. This is the way to go. On to my second point. Cooperation will never lead to success. Why? It promotes laxity. Take an example of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Germany don't spend 2% of their GDP on military troops. Why? Because they depend on USA Army. Why are we risking our lives, ladies and gentlemen? This is insane. It is inhumane. I may not be like Martin Luther to painstakingly put this into your spirits. I may not be like Albert Einstein to without doubt put this into your brains. But I may be like Barack Obama to put this into your hearts. I rest my case.
First opposer, you have 3 minutes to make a statement.
Round this table you sit and eat. We in this Manyata are bound around this circle. Come, let's embrace this cooperation and avoid this competition. Thank you. Michelle Selina from St. Anne's Musoli Girls. I strongly oppose this motion that says competition is superior to cooperation in achieving excellence. In comparison, great things happen, you all know, in terms of excellence than in competition. On to my first point. Cooperation has fostered good sharing skills and knowledge. Let's take this thing for example, where I got my source in Wikipedia, where Paul Allen and Bill Gates came up with the Microsoft. This Microsoft, you all know, is used worldwide. it has really helped us in developing our own technology, which we use now. Without this Microsoft, we will be Googling these things that you do like I just did. Isn't that a technological development? It really fosters the SDG number 18, which clearly states that communication and technological development should be emphasized. On to my second point, cooperation has encouraged teamwork, fostering SDG number 17, partnership for goals. According to www.google.com, Bangladesh was one of the most poorest countries in the world. It was ranked as the seventh most poorest country in the world. But after Bangladesh coming together with groups like the Millennium Development Goals and United Health Coverage, we were able to avert this poverty. They reduced on their population and improved in their health and education. That was also a great achievement. As I finish, I'd like to tell you all that there's nothing good like a good cooperation. It pushes you further, and when you embrace cooperation, you'll know where you stand. You'll work together. Even now as we debate, we work together. Let's try and embrace cooperation. Thank you.
Second proposer, you have 3 minutes to make your case.
From the Government African School, Kakamega. Michael Daniel, ready to propose this motion that states competition is superior to cooperation in achieving excellence. But first and foremost, as my esteemed opponents have stated, Michelle Salina, I'd like to begin with you. You have actually told us that actually within cooperation, then we can bring about innovation. Yes, Microsoft did do a partnership with its upcoming. But do you want to tell me that Mark Zuckerberg, the mastermind of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, the mastermind of WhatsApp itself, actually lacked cooperation to fail? Are you trying to tell me that without someone having the knowledge, they can't actually work it out? I believe not. Bangladesh indeed was a poor country. And actually I congratulate them on how they are moving up well. Talk about Rwanda, Burundi, the genocide that had occurred not so long ago. Paul Kagame single-handedly, as a president, brought them back from zero to heroes, from grace to grass. On to my first point. Cooperation, according to me, brings about corruption. How? Increased cooperation actually increases the magnitude of vices that take place in our society each and every day. Let me take you back way in November 2017. We all heard about the Thika bank heist. I'm very sure. This bank heist was actually handled by 3 fellows. Cooperation. Mark you, cooperation. Halford Munene, 32 years. Charles Mwangu, a 32-year. Julius Ndogu, 32 years. From the Jomo Kenyatta University. They stole how much? 52.65 million and found with 17.1 million. SDG number 1, my audience, zero poverty. Zero poverty is not possible if 52.65 million is lost through cooperation, I insist. But if competition is enhanced, it brings about democracy. That's my second point. Competitors from marketplaces, competitors actually will be helped by marketplaces, that is society, be determined, with competition, marketplaces determine what it wants and not autocratic elite groups. That is actually from the corporations. Competition is critical in achieving excellence because none knows what in advance best serves the general welfare. If you want this prize, if I want this prize, if I want this prize, then I believe without each of us telling each other what we want and straining to get it, then in the end, we'll all achieve what we want. Democracy, SDG number 10, reduced inequalities. I rest my case believing that I have far than convinced you that competition is superior to cooperation in achieving excellence. Thank you.
Second opposer, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
Great things are never done by one person. SDG rule number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. When we bring our minds together, each of us comes up with an idea, a different idea in order to improve on the quality of a product or come up with something great. Invent something and try to put it in our companies and see how it can improve when we work together. On to my second point. Marty J.T. Stepanek said, "Unity is strength. Where there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can happen. When we work together, for example, in our country, we try to discard these clashes, the tribal clashes, and focus on one thing to attain one common goal in our country. We are able to achieve something. Instead of focusing on our competition, focus on something that we all need and we all want to work for." My third point. Looking at the cross-cutting issues such as women and gender inequality. And we base this on the Sustainable Development Goal, rule number 10, on improving gender. We focus this on the Sustainable Development Goal, rule number 9, on improving Sustainable Development Goal, rule number 10, on reducing inequality. We are able to join the men and women together. Everyone and each and everyone's idea, each and everyone's information, and each and everyone's point is considered. When women talk, men listen. And when men talk, women listen. And through this, we're able to see that these are some of the things that women know, and these are some of the things men know. And if we put these things together, what are we able to come up from the points and the ideas and the information? And this is under my point that states that competition brings people together and it brings unity. It also brings unity between countries. For example, we have the China and Africa Cooperation, where we have 3,700 investments, Chinese investments, and Chinese businesses investing on our country, on African countries. And this has strengthened the unity. This has strengthened the cooperation, and we're able to be friendly with China. China and Africa, there is friendship. I raised my case. I'm Irene Akoth, St. Anne's Musoli Girls. Thank you.
The proposers initially stated that competition gives room for experimentation in order to produce better products. But what happens in a scenario where you need to make a quick judgment that eventually determines success or failure? Do they still stick by competition or cooperation? The opposers have been asked. They stated that in cooperation, the people involved know exactly what their stand is. Does that mean that in competition, people do not know what their stand is? Proposer number 3, you have 3 minutes to respond.
Different organizations organize themselves before they bring out any product. Droid by Motorola was a product that was only brought out because they were sure of what they were bringing out to the public. I mean, come on. We have to get serious. Before I give you one product, before I give you anything, there is a standardizing agent. There is a standardizing board, a committee that sits down and agrees that this or this is right or wrong. Siko me, siko me, siko me, licha mateso haya. This song, or part of this song, brings me to the very first point. And let me say, I am very, very, very happy that everybody is mentioning SDG number 9 on industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Well, guess what? It reminds me of Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, mind you, was employed for a TV station back in 1976, where she hosted her very first show called People Are Talking. She was then recruited by a Chicago TV station in 1984 for something called the AM Chicago. After a few years, she now had her own show being launched, the Oprah Winfrey Show, which, mind you, was still under the Chicago TV show. What happened with that? It gained $125 million at the end of the year, out of which she only got a mere 30 million. Back in 2013, she gained ownership, legal ownership of that same product, the TV show that she herself launched. All of that money has been has been channeled towards very simple things. It has been channeled towards organizations like the Angel Network, Oprah Winfrey Foundation, and the Oprah Winfrey Foundation, Operating Foundation, just to name a few. Those three, mind you, are out to look for people who have been affected by murder, rape, and the likes. These are inhumane activities that happen to us. She, in a way, is actually standing out for all of us, standing out and helping us who are weak. Why? Because she stood out from the rest. She decided to pick competition, and it has given her income. The income has been taken to helping people, defenseless, helpless people. Now tell me, do you really want cooperation to beat competition in this debate? I don't think so. Second thing, it enhances gender parity. In a competition, any competition whatsoever, everyone is allowed to participate. Every single member. But then in corporations, not everyone is allowed. You could have some gender bias. I mean, come on. You have had more than enough. My sisters, I'd be glad if you join me. And I'm very sure that by the time I sit down, you'll have made your decision and join me. Thank you so much. Granton Mali Ambezi, Government African School, Kakamega.
Third opposer, you have 3 minutes to respond to your question.
With teamwork and cooperation, like eagles we soar. Coming together is the beginning, keeping together is the progress, and working together is the success. Karen Anyanga strongly opposes the motion that states, competition is superior to cooperation in achieving excellence. First, I would like to answer the question raised in my case. When people have cooperation, they know what they stand for. When you're talking standing for, we talk standing for in terms of excellence. For example, a good example is as students. When you're in class, someone comes with a problem in mathematics, another one comes with a problem in chemistry, another one in biology. You cooperate, bring your mind together, and you achieve your goal. Unlike in competition, where you will not exactly know what you are capable of. In short, it is a true test of your skill. On to my first point. Cooperation brings easily achievement of goals. Referring to SDG number 4, zero hunger, I strongly emphasize on zero hunger. It has really brought easily achievement of goals. Look at the organizations such as World Health Organization, World Health Food Programs that have come together in order to ensure that there is improvement of health in the country. Look at the organizations such as Africa, ready to pick students who are most empowered by talents in order to make them successful people. To my second point, cooperation increases self-esteem, creativity, self-belonging, and academic success. My opposers have really said that cooperation brings about laxity. Not really, it doesn't bring about laxity. Look, for instance, following the Daily Nation on 31st October 2017, the case of Finland being among the top institutions in academic success. This is because of their cooperation, working together, they have equality, they have cooperation that enables them to focus on their academics, and this encourages their self-esteem, sense of belonging, and their academic success. That's why they're always the top. It also establishes trust. When there is unity, when there is strength among the people, despite the fact the few conflicts that are usually brought by the people, most of the employers, especially in organizations or in companies, are able to learn from their losses, are able to learn what some of their friends have done and what they have not actually perfected on them. Thank you.
Proposers, you have 1 minute to make a final submission.
The GDC is a competition itself, which brings success and excellence. According to the www.nasa.gov, Russia invented the satellite Sputnik 1 in 1957, October 4th. USA saw this and brought Explorer 1 in 1958, 31st January. Ladies and gentlemen, let's think like men of action, act like men of thoughts. We have talked of emergence of new talents and abilities. We've talked of enhancing gender parities. We've talked of motivation. What else do you need? Ladies and gentlemen, think. I speak as Joel Luchiri. I speak as a person with the highest post in Kenya, the post of a citizen. I speak as the government African school, Kakamega.
Opposers, you have 1 minute to make a final submission.
Individually, we are one drop, but together, we're an ocean. None of us is smarter than all of us. When we work together, we bring about several achievements. We say that we grow together as one. If you want your business to grow, you need a team of employees. If you want your family to grow, you need a partner. And if you want to achieve something in life, we all need to work together and say, if you want to grow and improve, we have to move together. I still oppose the motion that competition is superior to cooperation in achieving excellence. Irina Koth, thank you. I raised my case.
Luchiri, we liked your examples in divining your cause. The Motorola case versus the iPhones. And a very good consequent conclusion there, that corporations lead to laxity. You stated the point, and I want to say something about Daniel, who went ahead to rebuttal what had been said by Selina. And it is important that you also quoted personalities, but you did not give us your research sources. Grantons, you started very well, but kind of when you used the song that sikuoni kwa mateso haya, want to believe that is what you said? Then I was listening to you and finding the connection between the message here reverberated and the message that you well accompanied about Oprah Winfrey. I want to say, your argument about Oprah Winfrey was a point and very good one. But what is the connection between the use of the style, that is the song, and the message carried thereon? Want to commend you also for good conclusion in your argument. Therefore, when you choose a given style and a song, it must be aptly relevant. That is very important.
Competition is superior For you gentlemen, it's purely to show us examples where competition has existed, and as a result, we have achieved excellence. Are we together on that? And so for the ladies as well on the other end, is to show us where cooperation has existed or is being used with examples and show us how excellence has been achieved. I can give you a quick example. Phone companies that we have, most of them, for example, I think these even this Huawei that we are seeing this battle happening, the softwares come from a different country, is it? The hardware from a different country. At the end of it, all they have a perfect product that comes out, and we have excellence out of it. So your submission should have been purely based on examples that we can see and are tangible. I don't want to go to the specifics because they've been mentioned. Same thing to the gentleman as well. Where is it that we have seen competition happening? Yes, somebody came and said even GDC is a competition. I like the ending though. But just to show us tangible products that we can, or even services that we can say, this is excellent out of it. So in terms of justification of the motion, I feel there could have been more based on the research that should have been done. All the best to both teams.
And now to the numbers. Kakamega High School, the judges have awarded you 68%. Let's give them a round of applause. St. Anne's Musoli Girls, the judges awarded you 65%. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations to both schools and to Kakamega High School especially for taking the day today.
That's all from us here at the Great Debaters Contest. Remember, you can be part of the show by following the conversation on our social media platforms with the hashtag GDC for SDGs. We'd like to challenge each and every school to pick up the SDG challenge and implement at least one sustainable development goal in their school so as to bring change. That's all from us here. I've been your host, Chris Boru.
And I am Esperanza Kapanga. See you next time.